Alright, so today we will look at how to use data received from the surveyors. If we open this file, this is the data that we received from the surveyors. So they gave us a drawing with the points that they surveyed, indicated here, and they give a nice layout of how the site looks with all the features around the site. So that's the one, and the other one is this text document giving you the point description and the latitude and longitude as well as the elevation. So I'll show how to use both of these, but we'll start with this drawing. Alright, so first we want to open a new drawing, which will be the working file. Then we can head over to the survey's drawing and select one of the boundary lines and one of the points and select similar. Then you've got all the points and boundary lines of the whole drawing. You can copy this and head over to your drawing and paste it to the original coordinates in the drawing that you created. So in clipboard, there's this option paste to original coordinates. This will just ensure that the points are in the correct position where they were received. Alright, once we focus on where the drawing is, this is the points we received. You'll see that this is the wrong way around or upside down. This is because we work in the Southern Hemisphere, so everything should be a minus. So there are various ways of dealing with this. You can turn your points or translate and rotate the points to get them in the minus coordinates, but what I prefer to do is just rotate the drawing, rotate. Alright, now this is the right way around. You can see the surveyor's drawing is also turned around to account for that. So the next thing we'll do is we will import the SDP plan, and we want to orientate that in the correct direction. So this is the SDP we received from the survey, the architect. You can just select one of these boundary lines and also click select similar to select all of the boundary lines. What you ideally want to do is you want to clean up the whole drawing and remove all the houses and just ensure that you've got the earth boundaries, but that takes quite some time. So for this exercise I'll just use the basic lines, and I also want to use this boundary line because that is how we will orientate the drawing. There's also one that I want to use there. Alright, that's fine. So yes, alright, we can copy this across to our drawing. The architects work on a larger scale, so you don't have to paste the original coordinates. You can just paste close by, and then if you zoom out, there's the drawing. I'll just select all of that, zoom in a bit, and you can scale that. Just type SC and click anywhere, and there you go. If you scale to 0.001, that's 1,000 times smaller, so that corresponds with what we have. Alright, then we can move this and place that point on that lower earth boundary that we received from the surveyor, and we can just select it again and rotate, click on that point again, and then use a reference. So you just type R and space, and then click on that point where you want to rotate it around, and then that top point, then you can rotate it around that point and use this line as your reference. So then just focus on this and paste there. Alright, then you've got your boundary lines to correspond with the survey's data, and your site layout orientated in the correct direction. So if you select these points from the surveyor, you'll see that it is a block, it's not a point. So to have it in a usable format, we want to get point data from that. So you can just select similar again and select all of the blocks, and you can explode that. So just type X and explode. Might take some time depending on how much points you have. Alright, then it loses all of the data, but this point there, that still has the X and Y coordinates and the height of that point. So then you can just select all the text and delete it. Since we won't be using that anymore, we'll just use the points, and once we create go points from these points, we can display the elevations again. So you can just select one, yeah, and what we want to do is head over to your home tab under points here. If you click on point creation tools, no, sorry, you can convert AutoCAD points, because these points are AutoCAD points. We want to convert that to a go point. So we'll just select the whole drawing. Let's make sure there's another point there. Okay. Then it'll start creating points, go points. You can create a description. I'm not gonna enter the description because there's a lot of points, so there's no use in doing that, and I want to use all of the points in any case. So I'll just click on enter, and if you keep on pressing enter, it will transform all of the points into go points as you go along. Alright, so once you changed all of the points into go points, you can select them and see the northing and easting is still the same, and the point elevation. So what you can do is go to the prospected tab, and on the point groups, all points, you can just go into the properties, and you can leave the point style as default. Just change the label style to elevation only, and then you can see the point elevations. I'll just change the scale a bit so that you can see better. Right, there you've got all of your points with the elevations, and from these points you can then create the surfaces that you need and do whatever you want further. The next step is to use the text file, but for that I'll create a new drawing and start from the bottom again. I'll just leave this one so that I can copy the STP from here. So I'll just start again by opening a new drawing, and I'll select the STP data, select similar, and I'll copy, and this time I can just paste the original coordinates because it's already moved to the right position and orientated. Well, I'll just have to turn this one around as well. All right, perfect. Now we can import the points. So now we'll use point creation tool and click on this button here, import points. If we click on the plus, so I'll just click on this little plus sign and navigate to the folder where the data is. All right, so this is the text document. So what happens here is it doesn't have a file format to read the points from the text file, so we'll have to create a new one. So if you click on manage formats and then just say new, user point file, and we'll just call it new format. I'll just leave it like that. It'll use .txt and it's going to be delimited by a space, because that is what the, let's just look at this again. So there's just a space in between all of the values, so that should be fine if we put it like that. Don't want to transform. Right, if you click on that one, you can say point raw description, because that's the first one. We've got the description, and then it is the easting, northing, and elevation. So the next one, easting. Right, next one, northing. Is that northing? And the last one is point elevation. All right, that's fine. And I'll click on OK and close, and then the new format is shown as one of the options. And there you can see raw description, easting, northing, elevation, all of them included. Then we don't want to adjust or transform. Could just leave it as it is and then click on OK. Then the points will import, and there you can see it looks the same as the previous drawing that we created. Obviously this just shows the elevations. Alright, so there you've got your points, and you can work from there and create your surface and do whatever you want. Just the last thing that I want to show is how to create the backdrop. So if you want to see where your site is located and have like a Google image displayed, you can head down here to the settings tab and right click on the drawing name and click on edit drawing settings. So everything you can leave just as it is, but we can head down here to Republic of South Africa. There you go. And the coordinate system we use is LO19, and this WG is 84. Alright, so we'll use that one and click on OK. Then there's a new tab that's available there. You can just click on that and click on this map off button and say map arterial, or if you want to see the roads and hybrid, which shows both the aerial image and the roads, you can click on them, but I just want to see the map, so that's fine. Yes, I want to display the map data. So depending on your internet speed, this might take a while or load fairly quickly. You can just zoom out a bit and zoom in again to refresh, and there you can see exactly where the survey was done, and all of the information is there. So this is the reason why we rotate the drawing to be bottom side up, just so that we can use this data. If you don't want to use this, you can rotate and translate your points and position it wherever you want to make it easy for you. Alright, so that is it for how to use the survey data or the data received from a surveyor and how to import it into a drawing and use it and how to orientate your STP to correspond with the survey data.